process as what we did 2 days ago when we were simplifying rational functions. It's just that we have a little bit more to work with. And when we get ready to divide on the next page, there's going to be an extra step. So what I'm doing here, I want to factor the numbers in the denominators, numerators and denominators completely. I want to identify any x values for which the expression is undefined, and then cancel out the common factors. So on this first one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to break up the top into 3 times 5. I'm going to move the 2 since I'm multiplying it times this, times 2, times, okay, I've got x squared plus x to the 4th, so that'd be x to the 6th. And then y to the 3rd and y to the 3rd, that's going to make y to the 6th. And all of that is going to be over 2 times 2 for 4 times 3. I've got 3 x's plus another x down here, so x to the 4th, and 5 y's times each other, and another 2 y's times each other, so y to the 7th. Okay, now, because I have 2 variables, I have 2 excluded expressions, or 2 variables to keep up with. So we know that x cannot equal 0, because 2 times 2 is 4, times 3 is 12, 12 times 0 is 0, 0 times y to the 7th is 0. Y cannot equal 0 either, because if y was 0, y to the 7th would be 0, 0 times x to the 4th would be 0, times 12 would be 0. So x can't equal 0, y can't equal 0 in this one. Okay, now, the next step is I want to start canceling stuff out. So I've got a 3 on top and a 3 on bottom. Both of those cancel. And then I've got a 2 on top and a 2 on bottom. Those cancel. And so now I'm down to 5 and 2. With x to the 6th and x to the 4th, the x to the 4th is smaller. So I'm going to move it to the top so that it's x to the 6th minus 4. And the y to the 7th is larger than y to the 6th. So it's going to stay on the bottom. So y to the 7 minus 6. And so our final answer is going to be 5x to the 2nd over 2y to the 1st, which would just be 2y. Now, the thing is that you always want to end up with a positive exponent or a positive power. So make sure that you're always working to move the smaller one up to where the larger one is, or down to where the larger power is, or degree. Okay, so the next example, we actually have some binomials. We've got x plus 3 times x minus 1 over 6 times x minus 1. And then for the x squared minus 9, that would factor into x plus 3 and x minus 3 because those are a difference of perfect squares. Okay, so this is the step where I want to list my excluded values. X cannot equal 1. X cannot equal negative 3. X cannot equal 3. Okay? Because negative 1, or 1 plus negative 1 would be 0. Negative 3 plus 3 would be 0, and 3 minus 3 would be 0. Okay, next step. cancel out x minus 1s, and cancel out x plus 3s, and that leaves me with 1 over 6 times x minus 3. Okay? Now, let's have you guys try 1 through 3. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you go ahead and do those on your own, and then we'll check back and see if you get the same thing as I did. Okay?